Hey everyone, this is Jacobson again from winout.net. We're just gonna take a look at Counter-Strike Go. This is day 1 to Counter-Strike Go beta. So this is the main screen on Go. We're gonna open up our own LAN game here. You can do a quick match. It'll just automatically connect you to a server, and it's supposed to eventually be doing it based on some sort of rankings. So we're just gonna go local play, create match. There's two different options here. Casual play, starting cash 2,000, 30 minutes, 3 minutes around, 45-second buy time. You can spec anyone. Competitive is 800, 30 rounds, 2 minutes, 45-second round time. You can only spectate your team. We're just going to do casual because we're just going to be showing a couple different things in the server. So this is a pretty neat little map selection here. Right now the only two maps available are Dust and Dust 2, but we're going to do Dust 2 because a lot of people have been streaming Dust. So take a look at it. Let's see, haven't had this before. Let's try that again. This is still a beta, so there are some bugs in it. Let's try a different map. So sometimes when you're connecting you get this black screen. It's sometimes it's hard to tell if it's crashed or if you're actually connecting, so give it a minute, we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we're in a game. Once you get in game, there's this neat little choose team screen compared to the old one where you can just pick a team. It does also give you info about humans and bots, and I think that's because when you have a LAN game, it automatically puts bots in your server. So since we're in here, we'll take a look at the scoreboard and GUI. So one of the coolest features about CSGO is this scoreboard they have here, which shows all of your teammates' money, shows who has a kit, shows who's dead. There's a new score ranking, which is seeming to be based on your damage instead of just kills. It's taking into account your damage, and I'm sure it takes into effect other things like defusals, bomb plants, explosions, stuff like that. But it is a little bit more complex than the current score system, which just includes kills and bomb explosion rather, and defusal. So the other thing we're going to look at, buy screen. It's got a little GUI here. One of the annoying things about it is that the number system has changed, so you can't do your typical B43 for a Colt. So the number for rifles is 1, brings you to a rifle screen, gives you some information about each gun. Unfortunately we can't continue to look at that because buy time has ended. So on the scoreboard here you can see there's tells you a map, teams, and for competitive play it's really crucial to see each other's money, and being able to see each other's money all the time will definitely help teams out. One of the sure I'm probably pissing the server off right now. So one of the other really neat features here of the GUI, if you look at the very top of the screen here, you can see there's a bunch of different icons. There's a scoreboard and there's a time system. That's the round time, and you can see players that are alive. When they die, there'll be a red X in their logo, and when you're spectating, it will also highlight the person that you're spectating. So back to the buy screen. We're gonna buy a couple of different things. Let's get a Colt. Let's get a Deagle. Let's get a nade, a flash, and we can't afford a Molotov yet. So if you look on the bottom right hand corner of my screen, you can see you have your typical GUI, you have your bullets, you have your grenades. Now I'm pretty sure it's an option you can turn this off, this inventory constantly showing, I think is the option. So right now we have our M4A1 out, we have our pistol, Desert Eagle, we have our knife, and we have 4 different grenades currently. Hopefully we can afford those grenades again. I want to show you those grenades. So nades and flashes are pretty similar to Source. Smokes, the decoy and the Molotov are pretty neat. Start with the smoke. Throw the smoke. It's pretty similar to the Source smoke. It has a couple different layers. If you can see what I'm talking about, when you go in, there's a couple different layers of the smoke, which can make it one-sided sometimes. If you get in the perfect spot, you can see a little bit better than the other team. Also have the decoy grenade, which I'll throw really quick for you, which just basically does a bunch of different gunfire, kind of random. And when I first saw it, I thought it was kind of a silly thing, but I actually, after playing a bit and using it, I mean, I've even tricked myself even to think that there's somebody there without really realizing. And now the Molotov, I'm just going to throw down right here so these guys can't get me. And this will pretty much just block off an area of the map. And it gives you some rain on certain areas of the map to just block CTs from coming if they're retaking a bomb site, something along those lines. So that's always good. Let's just take a look at the regular nade and the regular flash. The nade again is pretty similar to Source in terms of when you throw it, just how far it goes and the way it's thrown and the way it explodes, all very similar to Source, as opposed to being similar to 1.6. We also have the flash, which I'll look right at it, and it does pretty much the exact same thing as it does in Source. You get a little noise effect, and you get full blind, of course. So one of the things I mentioned in my other video is that when you're hovering a teammate or you're hovering an opponent, you see my teammates are green, their names, and opponents are actually show up as red. So at first that was kind of confusing to me because I was on terrorist, and when I was hovering people I thought they were on my team. One of the other problems that I've noticed with Go so far is that the visibility over a certain distance, and this is most likely I'm playing in 640 by 480. It'll probably improve with a higher resolution. Unfortunately, I can't really stream at a much higher resolution. It just destroys my graphics card. One of the other things to note is in all public play, the armor is automatic. You automatically start with armor every round. In competitive play, though, it gives you the option to purchase it as opposed to starting with it. This is a pretty neat little graphics feature. When you spawn, you're dropped off by a helicopter and he flies away. It's pretty badass looking. I wish I could get around and fly in it. So I'm going to start showing you some of the guns. Let's start with a Colt. And so right now there's no silencer function, or maybe it's just not bound automatically, but I don't have it. So just gonna hide a little bit, see if we can shoot some bullets. So the recoil seems pretty direct, but when you spray with it, kind of just goes. And that's me. I didn't try to control it at all. I just held it down. Next round we'll try and get some kills with it. Again, this thing is just totally badass. Some sun effects too. And this is also with all the graphics turned down. I had to turn down all the graphics so that I could stream properly. But you know, the game looks even sicker with all the graphics turned up. It's like I just destroyed me with an ult. But I did a couple bursts, and the burst seemed pretty pretty on. Let's see if we can switch to this guy. See if I hit him at all. Maybe he's dead already. While we're watching, let's watch this guy with the ult. Also very similar to Source, but when you're running with the scope out, the scope automatically blurs, makes it a little bit harder to aim, which is a nice feature. A little more realistic. You can see it slightly. This guy's not moving too much, but you can see it slightly when he moves, that it's getting a little blurry. It's not just my graphics card. This guy here has an AK right now. He's camping. The AK one taps. As you can see, the spray is all over the place. But AK one taps are really accurate. One kind of annoying thing with the guns is you can actually see your own bullets as you're like shooting. It's definitely different from 1.6 and Source. The bullets, you can kind of see them in the air. Let's see if we can go free look here. Yeah, I can't seem to get in free look mode. Let's do one more round with the Colt, then we'll move on. Just lagged a little bit there. Pretty graphically intense. Streaming it is difficult. I have a quad core 2.4 gigahertz, 8 gigabyte RAM, NVIDIA GTX 460, and streaming is kind of difficult for me here. So Havoc TV is pretty much amazing. I hope his streamers are enjoying it. Alright, let's see. We're not gonna go over that gun yet. Let's start with the AWP. And the AWP I was telling you before, very similar in terms of scoping, movement, accuracy to the Source AWP. I know it's hard as a viewer to see the timing of the scope coming out, but scope comes out pretty quick, even moving. Scope comes out pretty quick. Very similar to Source, and again you can see it blurs when you're running. Stop, it clears up, blurs, running, blurs, stop, it clears up. Again, freaking awesome.